Hello, everyone. We are the Lost Caravan RPG. We do one-shots, mini-series, and long-running campaigns. If it's TTRPG, we pretty much do it all. Tonight, episode 6 of season 2 of our Nova one-shot. That's just we don't talk about that. Anyways, before I dive into it, I do just a few announcements to go through. The first being, of course, we are sponsored tonight and every stream by Soul Muppet Publishing. They're a fantastic publishing house with a bunch of very cool games under their belt, namely Orbital Blues. We have done a playthrough of on the channel, and you will see again someday, more or less. Other than that, if you missed any of our streams, you can find them on our YouTube channel. It is just Lost Caravan RPG on YouTube. Hundreds of videos, well over 1,000 hours of content. If you want to support the amazing nerds that you see in front of you, give all the videos, the like, the follows, the subscriptions, all those things to please the all-powerful algorithm. But that's it. That is all I got. Music here for us. Pray that it's not about to blast in my eardrums. Didn't. Love to hear it. Alright. Why don't we go around, let everyone tell you who they are, who they're playing, and what they've been up to for the last 2-ish weeks of rest and recuperation, and under only light surveillance. Only light surveillance. We'll go left to right, top to bottom, as we do, which means that we are starting with Turk.
Hey everybody, I am Turk, or Turk Accented, if you are cool like that. I am, of course, playing Joseph Vladimir, call sign Strigori, and if you'll excuse me, there are some bots that need to be killed, which is not to... Wow, they're all coming in. Anyway, we'll work on that. That all being said, I'm super excited to be back. Joseph, me. Joseph is an appealing adept who siphons power, and that's how things going on in his life. Primarily, I think with a week back, he has been helping out where he can with the medical team, given his extensive history there, and just kind of being the second in command for the captain and advising on what the hell we saw on the planet, and, you know, doing his best to
Sure.
be a voice of reason. But yeah.
And the full debrief you would all be doing together.
Of course.
For the record.
Hmm?
But I do believe that would bring us then over to Keaton.
Oh, I'm already unmuted. I'm glad I wasn't talking shit. Hello, everybody. My name is Kian. My pronouns are they, he. You can find me on the interwebs at uptight_chiffon, uptight-chiffon, depending on where you're hanging out. Tonight, I am playing the newly single Nikki Breyer, call sign Sunshine, who is a strong-willed explorer who exists partially out of phase. Nikki has spent the last 2 weeks being sad and expressing that by throwing themselves into any project that comes their way. Helping techs mount shit to ships, crawling through air vents as needed, sleuthing, just anything to keep them distracted and busy and not having to sit and think about their life decisions at this point.
I forgot that Nikki is now our John McClane.
Look,
It's fantastic.
gotta do what you gotta do, okay?
Go to space, have a few laughs.
That brings us over to Blair.
Hi, I'm Blair. I'm Canadian Moose all over the place. I play Cass King, and who is a sharp-eyed gunslinger who hunts. Except not right now, because Cass is also sad. I think Cass has been doing a lot of like just processing what happened, feeling really guilty about it, attempting to see if there's, I don't know, like a random space cat somewhere. Probably also trying to make sure everything is actually reality and not fake reality like sometimes happens to her. Definitely not going to the therapy bot, because why would you do that? Um,
Friendly though.
but nope, nope, definitely not. Um, but yeah, I think also I think also trying to keep busy but not knowing how to do that, because if I remember correctly, I I think like all of our shit is on that ship, right? The shuttle.
Anything that wasn't on your persons.
Yeah. So all the shit's on the ship. um. So yeah, I think a lot of processing, a lot of thought, a lot of
That's
staring into the space window. But yeah.
that that's not good for the spacesuit, the cool, really cool suit we lost. Then,
It's fine.
all right, well, okay,
Everything's
I fine, it's fine. It's fine. Okay, who cares?
Kez has been thinking about that and feeling guilty about that. Yeah.
Well,
Add it to
Cass
the
gets
list.
invited to tea.
Oh, okay.
Brings us over to JD.
Hey, I am JD, pronouns he, they. In this game, I play Corbin Calloway, formerly callsign Reaper, pronouns he, him. He is also sad. He is also newly single. He is also both trying to process and distract himself all at the same time. So we're doing great as a team here. That is what I am hearing. And I think what that has meant is that he's gone back to a lot of socializing, a lot of spending time with various crew members, but always keeping what he is sharing completely surface level. And so a whole lot of connection without connection on his side. Because the one person he wants to connect with, he can't connect with right now.
My heart. All right. And then last but not least, of course, over to JT.
Hey, I'm JT. My pronouns are they, them, and I play Caldwell. He's a robot. He's mad. He's not sad. And he has probably for the most part spent the last 2 weeks in his lab where he belongs, doing research and working on the same thing he's been working on since they woke up, trying to cure his friends.
Long, arduous process, but you know, basically when you just start playing with DNA, things get a little funky. But that just leaves me, of course, I'm Andrew, our storyteller for tonight's game and for most games around here. And I'm just ready to dive on it. I've promised that in our game of Nova, that things would always be weird. There would always be things to explore. Nothing might ever be exactly how it seemed. But after a long rest, things are actually returning to some form of normality. In each of your rooms or you know, your lab, wherever you would spend your evening, the artificial lights would all start to glow very faint, simulating that of a rising sun, until the room is bright enough that all brought to consciousness. For less fancy term, you wake up. At this hour, most of the crew and various passengers of the few million surviving humans that are left are still fast asleep. But teams of engineers, security personnel, anyone that was on the night shift, they're all still up and about. as I said in the intro, you've all been under very light surveillance and security. Has anyone had any opposition to that, or opposed that, or tried to hack into their, security system? Looking at Caldwell.
Um, out of respect for, sorry, out of respect for Joseph and the captain, no, not hacked into the security system, but their lab has been fully sealed off and put into its own little network loop.
Each of you would be greeted by a series of soft chimes, and the ship's rudimentary, what's the word? Care AI, we'll say, known as Astra, would appear in each of your rooms saying, "Good morning, crew and passengers. Today is a day full of possibilities. Let's work together to ensure the survival and prosperity of humanity." Same message you've heard every morning for the past 2 weeks. So, team, well, like,
Okay, Hoop, I first need to know, was this bot here when we left, or is this bot brand new and here as of the past 2 weeks?
it is a new addition since you left.
Oh, I hate that. Okay. I have no further thoughts right now, but I just had to ask that question.
I
course.
have a additional question. Is there a snooze?
I mean, there is, but it comes with some more, motivational talk, and it's. I mean, Astra is here to help. Why would you want to snooze someone who's just here to help
for a
you?
little bit, like an alarm.
Eventually, I'm sure the positive and uplifting words of Astra would be enough to get anyone out of bed. But you probably could sleep in for another 15, 20 minutes.
Out of spite, Nikki sleeps in for like 22 minutes.
Yeah.
Just displeased with this Astra situation.
It is a constant stream of, and this is why you are such a wonderful addition to this crew. Let me give you
God,
reason
I
number
hate this.
315.
Astra has been not uninstalled from Caldwell's lab, but has been isolated in her own instance and altered.
I am going to this probably would have been sooner than 2 weeks, but I am going to Caldwell's lab to loudly bang on the door and demand that Caldwell make Astra go away from my room.
Probably-
I can't just make massive alterations to the ship.
Too bad. Figure it out, Caldwell.
This is on you.
I'm gonna
Turn
make a
to walk
massive
away.
alteration.
I imagine this was like day 2.
Yeah, like Nikki is not a fan of this situation.
Or, but as with every new day, of course, are expected to make your way to the cafeteria where you get served your nutrient-rich meals, all designed to sustain the human body in the void of space, as it were, as much as you can get proper food. Is that where everyone is headed?
Of course.
Naturally.
Does Corbin make a habit of going to get breakfast every morning?
That depends. How many times has Nikki kept an eye on this?
Nikki is playing high school. If Corbin is going to go get breakfast, Nikki is not going to go get breakfast. Nikki is a child, in this way, and we're gonna avoid our feelings by avoiding the person who is our feelings right now.
Mm-hmm. Of course. Well, then, for the rest of you, you'd all step into the cafeteria to see the horde of crew members coming in and out, trying to maintain some semblance of normality. Everyone basically preparing to head off to the same workstations they've been going to now for months, years. It's time seems to kind of be slipping by. Nothing changes. Every day is exactly the same. You all have the table that has been assigned to you, probably because it is a direct line of most of the security cameras in. Take your seats. Scene is yours.
Suppose Nikki won't be joining us again.
Looks like.
Anything we should know about that in particular?
You would like me to report to you on Nikki?
I want to know if my friend is not doing well, and if you're the closest one to it, yeah, I guess you could report to me on Nikki. Jeez, not everything has to be a fight with you.
I just don't find it remotely appropriate to be speaking of other people when they are not here. If Nikki is not here, he is not here. Perhaps you will find them at lunch.
Then will you be missing from lunch?
Haven't decided yet.
Fantastic. Okay, well...
There's a loud crash of two people bumping into each other, and an individual you would recognize as Dr. Park, one of the medical hands here on the ship, has just had her tray of synthetic eggs and coffee just dumped across her lab coat. And is just standing there, like shaking everything off, while the individual that bumped into her is profusely.
Give me a second. And now I'm gonna get up because I am without my suit, my space suits and stuff on. I'm still working off a cane here. But yeah, I'll make my way over. Dr. Park, interesting new method of ingesting nutrients.
Isn't my idea?
Well, the synthetic method is not quite working, it seems. Why don't you head to our table? We have extra food.
I'm fine. I just need something to start going right today. It's not even 0900 and I have already had an awful, awful day.
Yeah, well, the first conversation I have with my teammates threw me right back to working with children. So I guess we're all having a rough start. And I offer my hand down.
Absolutely, we'll take it.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't usually eat more than one bite of the synthetic eggs, and just ask for all of my multivitamins to be crammed into a nice cup of coffee or tea or something. So the rest of the food is entirely up to you.
Have you, you and your team, like, kind of looks around, pulls you just a few steps away from a majority of the cafeteria.
Mm-hmm.
You've been suffering nightmares.
I haven't, but that might be something to ask the others. Any particular reason?
Our 20th case of, well, there's no real medical term for it, but waking nightmares, I suppose, reported in this moment. More and more crew just refuse to sleep.
Waking nightmares. I mean, wouldn't they be incentivized? I mean, if you put them medically under, does that change the state of things, or?
That's what we had to do. They wouldn't sleep. They were starting to suffer psychosis.
Well, cramped environment like this, psychological cases are doubtless starting to bloom, but why don't you come ask the team yourself? They are, no?
Nothing personal, but not many members of your team aren't exactly fond of figures of authority.
Sure, they're not wrong. Okay, tell you what, I'll ask them and I'll report back what I can when I can. And if any of them are being cagey about, I'll tell them to tell you on their own time. Whether that's now or to heat that to the universe, who knows? But eventually you might get an email.
I do appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
I need to go
No
change
worries.
my coat.
Yes, of course. I'll start limping my way back to the table.
You'll hear an announcement come over the intercoms asking one of the chief systems analysis to report to the bridge. Individual named... I totally didn't just close that page.
Happens all the time.
Chief System Analyst Patel, ATL. You're free to return to your table. What are the rest of you been doing? I guess we should probably jump over to Nikki, who's currently not here.
Is
Nikki.
Caldwell here? I do want to ask, did Caldwell join us for breakfast?
Great
I've
question.
been trying to decide forever, and I think Caldwell did join you for breakfast, if only because I get to do one bit. And it's just Caldwell just looking at the tray and going, why do they ration me food?
Probably just want to keep some form of, you know. But, Nikki, where you at? What you doing?
Nikki is having air vent time. Hearing Patel being called to the bridge, I will also go to the bridge. I want to go sneak, and I want to overhear.
I assume that you've mapped out these vents pretty well for the past, 2 weeks, so
For
Yeah.
sure.
easily done. You would overhear bits of a conversation, something about the life support system, something about error messages, and that's when the chief system analyst, Patel, comes in and starts trying to run debug programs, trying to calibrate the life support system itself, all of which continues to just come with errors.
Key in question, is this the life support system as in what is keeping all of us alive, or specifically the medical one that is keeping, somebody is on life support right now in the medical bay?
This is oxygen production and
Okay.
cycling clean water. It's kind of important for
Um,
most of you.
I'm gonna very quietly climb down and walk up behind them and just go, that looks bad.
A pause, recognizing the voice, as I'm sure most people would recognize Nikki's voice at this point, having probably spread your expertise, or at least talked to most of the people around the bridge. Yes, but it's nothing we can't handle. Did you need something?
No, just being a little bit nosy. Anything I can help with?
Unless you know how to recalibrate a life support system that was created before we even left Earth, probably not.
I certainly don't, but I know at least one person, probably two, who could figure it out.
Well, if you don't manage to make any headway, perhaps I'll call on them.
The offer stands. pointedly not going to use the door, going back to the air vent to crawl back through the air vent to leave.
Leap
Just a
back
reminder
up.
that I can go anywhere.
Absolutely.
And then I'm gonna crawl to outside of Cass's room, but I will wait outside the door because Cass and I had a conversation about respecting room boundaries. So I will wait outside the door for Cass.
As the rest of you are sitting there enjoying your breakfast, Joseph, I assume the question is posed if anyone has been having any nightmares.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Absolutely. Coming back to the table. Oh, well, super innocent question that I'm sure I'll get a straight answer on. Anybody here experiencing any odd visions, waking nightmares, trouble sleeping, reluctance to sleep? I mean, people who don't need to sleep notwithstanding. Yes. No?
Are you going to tell us why you're asking? Aside from it being a super innocent question that has no possible ramifications?
Well, I just thought I'd ask first because when I say there's been a few cases of that occurring on the ship, I'm not sure it's going to make it better for everyone. Now we're all going to tell me that we're seeing things. I just figured the silence, I was getting a no vibe sort of thing from it, but
No, I mean, things have been normal.
All right.
Also, you have to sleep to have nightmares.
Well, the crew's reluctant to sleep because of their. And if you aren't, well, are you sleeping?
I'm sleeping enough. I wouldn't worry about me, Joseph.
I'm just gonna eyes locked, just sending a little ping to Dr. Park and the team. It's a little medical red flag.
Add it to your permanent folder.
Putting it on your record.
I think about this time would be when Nikki, you were getting to Cass's door. Cass, not currently in the room, but all of you would feel a shudder under your feet as the lights all just go off. There are warning sirens that start to blare throughout the cafeteria, throughout the halls. There's a message that starts to play. All hands, please report. And it cuts off. The last bit of emergency power is shunted from the ship.
Well, that's gotta be a good sign.
All of you then open your eyes as your rooms start to glow, mimicking that of a rising sun. You are greeted by Astra on this morning, the same as you have for the last 2 weeks, giving you that same inspirational message. Good morning, crew and passenger. Today is a day full of possibilities. Let's work together to ensure the survival and prosperity of.
Do I remember my conversation with Dr. Patel?
It was seconds
Chief.
ago.
Cool.
So we all wake up, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right where you were maybe 2 hours ago.
Astra, query.
Of course.
Was Was I incapacitated due to a medical event recently?
Not according to my
I moved-
records.
Was I moved my room from the cafeteria after an emergency situation?
Not according to my records.
What's the current date?
Of course you would ask me.
You don't have to. You could just say
It is
it's
the date that would
fine.
make sense to you.
Okay.
But it was
Right.
it's the same day that you just woke up in a couple hours ago.
Ezra, book a room and invite the following people for a high priority meeting.
Of course.
And that's, of course, getting sent to all of us internally. I'm sure there's probably some space we can all head to.
Oh yeah, you do have your secret clubhouse, but you also have been authorized to the like the main office spaces should you want them, the conference rooms. Definitely not because they all have cameras in.
I just booked something because honestly, I don't care at this point. It's like, so yeah, everyone's getting that invite.
All the rest of you waking up the same exact way you did, exact same day. What would you all like to do?
I will go where summoned.
Yep.
Step out of your rooms, passing by the exact same crew that you passed by a few hours ago. The same announcements playing over the intercoms. I even imagine that one of you would pass by the cafeteria to see Dr. Park get bumped into and have the eggs and coffee spilled all down her lab coat. Arriving to just a random office space, not picky.
Nope.
Got it. Chairs, table, little less.
Anybody else reliving yesterday?
Oh, good. I'm not the only one with deja vu.
No, you're not.
Yesterday was like an hour ago.
There was
Not
some
a clue.
kind of emergency power shunt, and then we all awoke, and apparently it's been the same day since then. With no reports of emergencies or people being moved to their rooms via any automated systems. So, yes, something's wrong here.
No official reports of emergencies. But Patel was in the bridge trying to figure out something with the life support system. As of the yesterday of 2 hours ago.
Right. Well, life support wouldn't be responsible for chronological matters, I don't think, but that's still also a problem to address. Could be something worth looking into. If not on the bridge, then physically in life support.
They didn't want my help in the bridge, so I'm happy to go elsewhere.
Did you walk up to them and ask for their help, or did you just send from the ceilings and offer it like a Crimson Avenger?
I descended from the ceilings and then walked up to them and asked if I could help. Which feels very reasonable to me.
I know it does feel reasonable to you. That being said, I mean, life support
Okay.
systems aren't our only lead right now, and thank you, Nikki, for investigating that.
In my defense, I really didn't even offer to help. I said that I knew one or two people who could help.
I mean, you did good. You found information that we would not have otherwise had on the reset of whatever this is. And we
Thank
have
you, Caldwell.
roughly an hour and a half before this goes off again. Maybe less time.
Are we assuming automatically that it is a loop?
Do you know any other instance where we have been sent ostensibly back in time by an hour? I have to operate with the information we have. We could wait and find out, but that sounds annoying.
Let's head to life support and see if we can figure anything out.
Okay. We all headed there?
I'm gonna ask Cass if she can stay back.
Am I there?
Yeah.
Did you not
Oh.
come?
Well, I didn't know. I didn't know where I was the first day, so I didn't know if I was there.
Yeah.
But sure, okay, I'm there. Yeah, she'll hang back. She's been kind of standing there, just like listening.
Staring out the bulkhead.
Have you ever had a breakup before?
Uh, in like what sense?
Like the relationship sense. Like we were and then we weren't and
Like, uh, mm, I mean, that all feels like a lifetime ago. I don't. I mean, I like. Are you talking about? Are you talking about you?
yeah. Yeah. I have waited until they left the room to
Mhm.
be clear.
I figured.
Mhm.
I'm not having this conversation with Corbin in the room.
I don't think I've exactly been in anything like as long as y'all have, and then had a breakup. So I don't know if I'd be as. I've been kind of a loner for a while, so
Yeah,
but
same.
I could try.
To have a breakup?
No, like to, like to help you through this. Actually, I would love to help you through this. Can I help?
Uh,
Unless, sorry, that was a little too strong. Unless you don't want and slash or need it, and then I won't.
I mean, I would like to be able to go to breakfast with the team again, but that feels like not a great idea. And I would like to not try to avoid lunch, but that feels like a not great idea. Um, when you basically tell somebody that they're loving you the wrong way, that feels not good. Um,
So you need, do you want me to help you? I can help you process. I could. And you notice that like through her makeup, there's just like these like permanent kind of just like streaks, but she's like, I could totally help you with this thing.
I would love that. Do you need help?
No, I didn't start this conversation.
Is this a no, like, no, I'm not talking to my cat, no? Or like an actual no?
This is, I would like to help you with what you're dealing with because that sounds like what needs to be done at the top of the list.
Maybe we agree to help each other.
You first.
I've said my part. You tell yours.
No, I meant like,
Why are you crying?
no, we'll
What
hold on.
is what
Nope.
is
Hold on.
what
Hold on.
is happening?
We'll fix yours
Do I need to
first.
fight Joseph?
No.
Is that what's
No,
happening?
no, nobody needs to fight anybody. Please no. Please. No. No. We'll fix yours first and then we can just dive into the pit that is my
You want me to
conscience.
tell Joseph?
No.
This just feels like not a good way to go about things.
I've been busy, so I haven't really like talked about
Yeah,
stuff.
I've I've been busy too running from Corbin we run from our problems on this team.
And that's what we should fix. So how do you, and she's going to sit on whatever kind of like chair in there. So what is it? So you want to go to breakfast again. What would you need to make breakfast more comfortable?
I would need Corbin to not hate me.
Do you know that they do?
Feels pretty confident.
Have you asked? Do you want me to ask?
No, I really don't. I
But I
really
could, though.
don't. I
But I
know
could,
you
though.
could. I know.
I could ask. I
but
could do that.
maybe not. Well, while you're doing that, I can go ask Joseph what's wrong.
Yeah, just ask Joseph what's wrong, and then y'all talk about what's wrong with Joseph. Perfect.
Look,
This is amazing.
Sounds
I'm
like
not gonna push. That's not true. I'm gonna push because I don't really know how to do otherwise. But right now we have to go deal with whatever this time shit is.
Oh shit! I guess that is first. But
Yeah. But let's revisit. Maybe. Both are shit.
see if I can plug it into my schedule, my busy schedule.
Didn't realize I needed to make an appointment request, Cass.
To deal with my stuff.
But-
I mean,
Oh, okay. All right.
my
of course.
schedule's completely open to deal with your stuff. That's how it works.
Let's go see what everybody else is up to.
Is that what? Wait, where were we going? Where was everybody going?
The bridge.
To
Life.
the bridge.
Oh, I
Life
thought we
support.
were going to
Life support, yeah.
Okay.
Same place.
Oh, okay.
Seems like a
Seems like a poor
very
design.
huge
Well,
Who,
so-
who,
Seems fine.
designed
No,
this
that seems
idea?
so fine.
who designed
So-
this ship?
The bridge is where all of the main terminals that connects to all of the ship go, so any error messages get fed there, any diagnostics happen there, but if you want to physically go to life support, you certainly could. It's just much deeper in the ship.
I'm
Do the
getting-
vents.
Let's go much deeper in the ship.
Yes.
What could possibly happen?
Absolutely. Well, I assume that it is thoroughly conveyed wherever it is going, so we don't actually head 3 different directions spread out amongst this massive ship. The elevator ride down to life support is filled with obviously a lot of crew coming and going. There are millions of people working aboard the vessel. But you'd all overhear talk of strange dreams. You'd overhear talk of very odd flips, basically, happening on pretty much every system aboard the ship. There's very little that hasn't been malfunctioning the past few days. That's when the power would start to click off or fully shutting down, elevator stopping mid-descent.
Wait.
I'm gonna find something and I'm gonna carve a little tick mark into the wall of the elevator.
I mean, are we still just stuck there?
And you all awake to the
God.
ever-growing lights meant to represent that of a rising sun. And of course, the ever-comforting message, Astra. Good morning, crew and passenger. Today is a day full of possibilities. Let's work together to ensure the survival and prosperity of humans.
Astra sees wake up protocol. Send priority message to captain, indicating that abnormal behavior as paracausal events have begun taking place on the ship.
I'm sorry, I
My
don't
team is
understand
invest-
your request.
Astra send a message to the captain and have it say the following words: Paracausal events are taking place.
I'm sorry, I don't understand your request.
Joseph, you're asking a smart fridge to do something for
You're
you.
not in my room. I don't you want me to cuddle with me. You can't. You have sacrificed your human form and the capacity for good cuddles. I have a girlfriend.
Not have cuddled you even before.
That's fair. Well, mean. Anyway, but yeah, I'll guess everyone will just wake up to a private message from me. Yeah, it's fucky. Full permission and 10 points to whoever rips it out of the ship first.
I'm going straight to the middle of the ship.
Straight to that elevator.
That's all I needed. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Is my little tick mark still there?
Is that where everyone's headed?
Yes.
No. Where you headed?
I think Corbin doesn't see this necessarily as a race, so he wants to go somewhere we haven't gone on the ship before.
Okay.
And he just wants to observe what is happening. Also, he knows Nikki will be heading back there, and he does not want to see them.
Two of you are gonna break my heart. I mean, you on that very first day, you did hear from Dr. Park about having that influx of patients. Oh, they were having to medically sedate people because having these intense nightmares. You could certainly go there.
I think that's that's exactly where Corbin is headed. And he would tell Joseph that.
Everyone else headed to the elevator?
I'm heading to the bridge.
Splitting up.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, can I go? Wasn't there like a clock somewhere last time?
Probably a lot
that,
of
like,
clocks.
The captain well, that the captain had. There was like a fucky clock.
There was a countdown. One that.
Where's that?
I mean, you could probably access it from a terminal, or you could head to the captain's quarters. It's, yeah. Now that you know of its existence, it was shared with you. You could.
What does that say?
Hero.
It doesn't do anything. If I sit there and watch it for 10 minutes, does it do anything?
It is zeroed out.
Okay. Can I try to break the? Does the AI do like a Mass Effect thing where it like comes up out of like a little thing in the floor?
Absolutely,
and,
it
like,
does.
Can I break that?
You specifically could easily do so.
Cool. I will spend this time breaking that.
Just go full rage room on it. Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Nikki and Corbin, two of you hit the elevator. Immediately start your descent. At this hour, there's
Caldwell, not Corbin.
Corbin. I meant Corbin.
Corbin is not
Yes.
there. Absolutely not. Just gonna clarify.
Caldwell and Nikki. Two of you hit the elevator, start your descent. And yes, that mark you made would pass by as the elevator passed it.
I'm gonna do another one.
It's kind of like breadcrumbs just every so often.
No, I'm gonna, on the interior of the elevator, I'm gonna do 2 little marks. I'm trying to track days, how many times we end up in this elevator.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. And you are headed down to life support. After probably about a 15-minute elevator ride, stopping every once in a while to load and unload crew supplies, you'd reach the lower levels of the where you have the main reactors that supply power to the ship, the life support, the water filtration system, everything that keeps the ship going at its core. And there is not a single soul.
Is that normal?
No.
I'm
That's
gonna
not good.
pull my gun out. Seems like a bad idea to have a gun in life support, but I don't know what else to do.
Caldwell's gonna start checking error messages.
They're from everywhere, every system. So, you being Caldwell could certainly tap into the machines, getting information that most people. That's what you do. And you are seeing that every system that you're coming across is basically queuing up to just spam error codes and messages and alerts into the system all at once.
Okay, I think I will make an attempt to parse these or hunt for an origin point, if there is one.
I'll give you a first roll of the game.
Cool.
Let's make it an intellect.
Okay.
Target number 27.
Excuse me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Just roll 27 on a d20.
That's a difficulty 9, right? I'm gonna spend 2 effort and 4 points to reduce
6
that.
reduced down to 4. That brings it to 3, brings it to 1.
And then I'm going to offer up engineering as a skill, which I'm specialized in.
Absolutely. Down to a 18, down to 15.
Okay, that's better than 27.
Much better.
I think that's all I can do.
Last roll in this game was 41 days ago.
Let's see. Eee, yike. Okay, yeah, none of my abilities are particularly.
That's a
That's a 17, though.
Incredible. All of these error messages do seem to be stemming from one central location, which, if you wanted to track down, you could do so. No extra rolls required. Just take you a minute.
Let's do it. We need all the information we can get.
And Nikki, I assume weapon drawn you are providing.
Yep.
You do hear a distant clang of something hitting a metal grated floor, kind of skittering across it. Halt.
Hello? Pointing my gun in that direction.
No response.
Caldwell, you think you can handle your ship for a couple minutes?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go toward the sound of this, where this sound came from.
You are walking through areas that are only occasionally lit. Everything down here is basically deemed minimal power other than the functioning systems alive. What little bit of light you have is mostly just ambient red light leading through an entire corridor. Oh, 9 of a single.
I'm gonna use my force field Cypher to up my armor +2. No, I'm not, because that affects stealth, doesn't it, in this game?
Your armor affects agility roll, which usually
I'm
stealth,
not gonna do that. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna use my flashlight. I'm just gonna, like, if I gotta get on all fours to try to find this thing, I want to know what that was.
Would you actually make check for? It's about perception if you have any skills, really. But it would be an intellect roll.
I've got focus and concentration tasks. That's the closest I've got.
I'll take that.
Cool.
Target number 15 down to 12, which is
Oh,
exactly
thank
what
God.
you hit. You are seeing basically grooves as if something was drug along the floor.
Does it look like claws?
It looks like
Perhaps?
something metal and heavy was just drug along.
Like one big section, not
Yeah.
like different streaks.
Yeah.
I'm gonna follow that. And I'm so stressed. Yeah, I'm just gonna follow it. I'm just gonna follow it with my gun. I don't know what else to do here. I'm just
No,
gonna follow it.
I love this course of action. You are passing by multiple chunks of the ship that seem to have various parts missing, from just a monitor here or there to a terminal that's clearly been removed. Everything very cleanly removed, not just like grabbed, ripped out of place, but physically detached. All wires properly cut, all very surgical.
I'm gonna go through the comms, our comms just internally with the rest of the team. Something is maybe building stuff out of parts of our ship. I am following it, and it might kill me.
It's the most Nicky thing you could say.
What did you
Oh,
just say?
okay.
It's the most Nicky thing you could say.
Look. Somebody's gotta follow it. Caldwell can't move. So,
Did you say where you were?
I would have, said that I was down in life support.
I think if I'm finished breaking the AI whatever in my room, then I would try to head down that way.
Sure.
I'll sprint. I'll run. I'm running. I'm running.
Bridge your way down to the elevator. Take that 15-minute ride down, slowly descending it.
15 minutes?
The
It's
ship
okay.
is
I'm walking
massive.
in circles. I'm just entertaining
We have
We have to
myself.
stop every floor so people can spend like 2 or 3 minutes getting on, getting off, or it's descending again. But Nikki, thankfully, it does not take you 15 minutes. You come to a doorway that's not supposed to be here. It's more been cut out of the wall than, an actual... You've been in Caldwell's laboratory, right?
Caldwell, have I been in your laboratory at least once?
I think everybody here has seen it.
Okay. At least once.
With your flashlight out, you can stare in and see it in almost one-to-one perfect exact recreation of Caldwell's laboratory.
To Caldwell, I will ask, are you building a second lab down here?
I have a perfectly good lab upstairs. Why would I do that?
I have no idea. Why is your lab down here?
It's not.
I'm looking at it right now, Caldwell.
You should probably get out of there.
Okay.
There's gonna
That is
be
probably the most terrifying thing that Nikki could have heard.
There's scratching along metal as something just lumbers out of the laboratory towards Nikki. Something metallic, an automaton.
Do I have time to shoot it?
If you'd like.
I would like.
About to be a ton full of lead. Full of ton of lead. Shit, wait. Shoot it. It's gonna be shot or it's gonna die.
E for effort, Dirt.
Agility roll, please. Plus, if you are trained in weapons, you're practiced in
Weapon
weapons.
wielding, yeah. I'm trained in weapon wielding.
Oh, well, there you go.
And my needler weapon is a light weapon, so it's automatically eased.
That would be 18 down to 15 down to 12.
Okay.
It's an effort if you'd like.
Yeah. 3? No, 2, because I have...
Yep, 2. Down
have
to
edge.
9.
Oh, no, no. Oh, God. That was easier.
Plenty. The shots absolutely connect dead center of this thing, but it does not slow.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And,
You all would just hear over the comm, definitely trying to kill me.
and then the sound
Cool.
of Nikki being slammed into from this thing over the comms.
Cool, 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 cool.
But, taking a small step back, Corbin, where are you headed?
I was heading to talk to Dr. Park.
At first thing in the morning, you'd stop by the laboratory, the medical bay, to see Dr. Park along with a lot of her colleagues, all sitting and kind of just congregating around the center of the room. Even as you're approaching, you can hear the raised voice. Clearly, there's a lot of tension. Like to step in.
Corbin would step in, but take a few moments to step back just to hear what is being said and what he is walking into.
Dr. Park, this is ridiculous. They want to cut our they want to cut our staff in half because we're non-essential. This doesn't make any sense. We get more and more patients every day. Why did the captain do this? No, what? We'll talk to him, right? Yes, for the moment, half of our staff is going to be leaving. They're going to be reassigned to engineering. As for our current patients, we will deal with them. Please, all of you have work to do. It all still grumbling. Spurs. Sorry. Did we have an appointment this morning, Corbin?
We didn't, Dr. Park. I see you got a clean lab coat.
Lab coat.
Oh. Did you not need one this morning?
Why would I need a clean lab coat?
No reason. Something I thought I might have seen. It's unfortunate, but sometimes all of the doctors do kind of blend together. I thought I saw you at breakfast this morning.
Oh, I haven't been to breakfast yet. I was going to after this, though.
It sounds like you needed to have a meeting with your staff pretty early today.
Yes. New policy change. Always going to be some pushback, but we'll manage. Since I have you here, are you suffering from nightmares?
How did you know?
You would be the 21st case in the past few days. And she'd tap a key on her console and turn one of the monitors towards you, where you'd see someone being physically restrained, but just so they don't hurt themselves, as this woman is just screaming before she is brought into one of the rooms and medically sedated. Promptly falls asleep.
Oh, that doesn't look good. And 21st, that sounds like an epidemic.
Yes, but you are clearly still cognitive, so good. You think later that you could come by and perhaps I could ask you some questions, maybe run some tests?
Of course, I would be happy to help.
Good. I appreciate it. And you'd hear Nikki's voice telling you that he's down in, the life support and things are very strange.
And Corbin would say to Dr. Park, I need to go, and make
course.
his way towards the elevator. But by the time he reaches it, I'm guessing Cass is already inside and going down.
Two of you hitting that elevator, both having heard the messages. Hearing that there's another Caldwell's laboratory down here. And Caldwell saying that, what was your wording? You need to run? To probably
You
run?
need to run immediately.
And then the sound of Nikki being attacked by someone. And then, backtracking just a little bit, back to Jim. You were headed to the...
Yes. Well, do want to go talk to the captain? Yeah.
The captain has not yet been seen.
Don't like that. Cool. I mean, not cool, but cool.
I mean, it is
They'll have to-
only 300 hours.
Yeah, I'll head to the bridge.
You'd
Then.
get there really before much of the commotion goes down. At the moment, everything is pretty calm and quiet.
Anyone hearing anything from the captain?
Many of the on-deck officers over at you. No, nothing yet, but not unusual. The captain usually likes to enjoy his morning and breakfast for joining us.
Can you get me a full ship readout of our status as of the last few days?
I'm sorry, why?
Because I asked them. Because I asked them you for them very nicely. And manners do mean everything.
Yes, but you must understand how strange of a request that.
Yeah, well, you understand if I spend time explaining to you every thought process I have, we might already be in the worst situation than we could possibly be in. Now, I need to know down to the smallest asteroid collision what is going on with our ship. Now, do you want to provide those reports or can I move you out the chair and generate them myself? I am so sorry to be so mean, but really time is of the essence.
No,
And you are
it's
very
fine.
slow right now.
They turn around and just start hitting commands, and one of the monitors just start to fill with various reports.
All right, I'm looking those over.
Mr. Gory, do you have any skills with perception? Mr. Gory, Joseph.
I have my scan ability, but that's kind of for something else. I do have a skill. I am skilled in identifying.
Sure, yeah. Would you give me a intelligence roll difficulty 9? Or sorry, target number 9.
Cool.
Down to target number 6.
Down to target number 6. I would like to use 2 effort as intelligence roll.
Sure.
So that would bring it down 2 more times, and that would be 3 from my intelligence each time, right?
Yeah.
I have an
Minus
edge of 3.
Any edge. Oh, so it costs
So I
you
have an
nothing.
edge of 3, so it's completely free. So I'll
Yep.
just bring that down to having to be a 4. Cool.
That would bring it down to a 0. You don't even have to roll. And you got a natural 20.
There's the tank engine. Okay. There you go. Well, there you are.
Well, first off, I'll give you what you had succeeded at by bringing the difficulty down to 0, was that you can look over at the star charts and see that they seem to flicker on and off. There's a few error readings, and there are some very strange coordinates that display for just a split second. Before it reverts
Okay.
back to normal.
Okay.
As for the reports, everything, you were seeing all of the errors that have basically just been piling up. They physically can't get to fix all of these errors because they're nonsense. They're nothing. It's just false reports over and over and over. And no one understands why.
With my 20, can I have a major effect of,
Absolutely.
If not knowing the immediate reason for this, at least kind of have a, like, not have an error is error thing, but rather have a sort of beginning to piece together a diagnostic idea of what types of error these we are encountering here, rather than just the bulk. Like, what's triggering this initially, or if I know anything about that, because I'm supposed to know things.
I will give you that these errors are truly nonsense. They're junk. They're meant to clutter up the systems so that the real errors, real problems that need to be addressed can't be found. They're getting drowned out by the millions of false reports.
Okay. That down. And I mean, we have strange coordinates. Okay, I can refer to that on maybe a different star chart that hasn't been potentially corrupted. And I'll gotta check the back seat for the printout maps. No, but
You hear that call for Chief System Analyst Patel as you can look over at the life support console and it starts to go absolutely haywire.
double that call. Bring the captain up onto the bridge.
I can't seem to reach the captain. Not responding.
Oh, I do even have one of those. And I'll probably begin making my way there, as I imagine that's probably around the time I start hearing the Nikki in distress messages.
Absolutely.
Okay. Like, I go to hit comms to tell people what, like, I know is going on, and I just start getting... So I'm also going to begin making my way downtown, limping fast, faces past, and I'm really late.
To the elevator?
To the wall.
So the
Life support
nanobots?
down in the balls, yes.
Well, then the three of you all rushing to the elevator as it starts its descent before the power shuts off. Elevator comes to, and you're greeted by the slowly warming light, rising sun. Ever cheerful and helpful voice of Astra. Good morning, crew. Today is a day full of possibilities. Probably. Astra shut. That's where we're going to jump to a quick break. Give everyone a chance to grab a drink, stretch your legs, do what you got to do. And we'll come back in just a few minutes. Remainder. Episode 6. And welcome back. Where we left off, we'd been running through the same day over and over. It's not even entirely clear if it's just been these past few days or if these are just the first days that you've actually been noticing that things have been. But either way, things have all been very strange. Floods of error messages, sudden drop, just complete shunt of every ounce of power in the ship, and then darkness. Last cycle, Nikki was even attacked by someone or something that managed to take a bullet to the chest and attack.
Who hasn't done that?
Yeah. But with Astra seemingly out of commission for the day, I pass it over to you. What would you all like to do?
Caldwell's going down there.
Immediately
I
straight
let
for the
everyone
elevator?
know. Yes.
I think that's what we all should be doing. No?
Okay. Any opposition? As I do see a problem with both a Nikki and a Corbin needing to share an elevator at the same time.
Okay,
Spoilers, they can get over it.
in my defense, I had a different plan, but it's not because I'm childish. Nikki was going to suggest going to talk to the people who are having these night terrors and aren't sleeping in Med Bay.
Okay.
Because if they aren't sleeping, how come they're able to get out of this and the rest of us are being forced to wake up every time?
I mean, there's not really any talking to them. They're all kind of in medically induced comas.
I would like to ask Dr. Park to wake one of them up.
Sure. Then the rest of you sprint towards the elevators, noticing a severe lack of a Nikki. As you come rounding the corner into the medical bay to see the whole team standing there talking about their staff getting cut in half. They're basically any efforts that they had to supply medical treatment to the ship is being mostly redirected. Places. Dr. Park would look at you. Oh, good morning. Did we have an appointment?
No, one of these people that you've put to sleep, I need you to wake them up.
That would
Whichever one is safest.
That would be a very bad idea.
Trust me, I'm aware. But the alternative is that I try to wake them up, and that's somehow a worse idea. So.
I don't suppose you're going to tell me why?
No.
Well, all of you, please just... We all have a lot of work to do today. Try not to focus. Staffing changes. I'll see you all in the afternoon. All the rest of the medical staff file out, still rumbling about the news. So it's just you and Dr. Park. Alright, I need some indication of why we're doing this. This is going to be torturous on the person.
Alternative. Give me something so that I can't fall asleep physically.
Well, that would be much easier. Adrenaline.
Enough of it to keep me awake if something else is trying to make me go to sleep?
What exactly is trying to make you fall asleep?
Can't figure it out yet. That's what I'm trying to learn.
I don't understand any of this, but you seem to know what you're talking about.
As much as ever.
Yeah. And she'd give you a stim. Use it whenever you'd like. It'd keep you awake.
Timing wise, has the reset happened about the same time throughout the day every single time?
Every single time.
Okay, so my plan is to use it right before we reset. Enough time, however long it takes. I don't know enough about... I assume adrenaline kicks in fast because it's adrenaline, but if
Hits
it
your body
needs
pretty
time
quick.
to go through my system, cool. Then I'm going to use it right before it's supposed to happen again.
Okay. You are going to be down, because I assume then from here you head to the elevator.
Yeah.
You're going to be probably in the next lift behind the rest of the... All of you board and start your slow descent. At this early hour, not a lot of crew going. Mostly just the night shifts switching over. Or you hit the maintenance floor, life support and main reactors, and find that it is completely empty.
Even of my team?
You are still behind them, probably by a good 5 minutes.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about me. I was about to
No.
be furious. Okay.
For the rest of you, hitting that main floor, or the life support, where you would all find that it is vacant.
Okay, assuming Nikki went from here, where I was stationed, and in the opposing direction, we can only assume that there is something that direction that is either me or has taken a liking to me so much that it has completely reconstructed my lab. So,
Well, if we're good at anything, it's messing up your lab.
it's not messing up the lab, it's just built a new one.
I know, but if we're good at anything, it's messing up your lab. So if we built it perfectly, it should be super easy.
Should be Cass's perfect playground.
Cass puts on her night vision goggles and pulls out a gun.
Okay, you got scary serious about messing up my lab. We'll talk about that later.
I think there's a very clear uh, Nikki shaped elephant in the room, but I don't know that anyone is surprised by this information.
No, Corbin is distracting himself and is just gonna say, Caldwell, if I had a nickel for every time that some sort of villain was in some way attached to you, well, I would have several nickels.
That one doesn't count. That was a timeline that never came to be.
That does still count. Just like this counts.
Great. Well, I guess 3 times the charm, isn't it?
It's almost like JT sends me messages about this game that's like, hey, wouldn't this be cool if this happened?
JTY.
I'm just a silly, goofy guy.
Well, what is our marching order?
I mean, I'm imagining Cass's in
be
front with the
first.
night vision and gun.
I'm behind Cass.
Caldwell will be
I
behind.
also
Justice.
have night vision goggles.
I'll be at the back.
Got it. Yeah, since you are in front, would you make an intelligence roll? And it is perception based. You got any food skill?
I do. I do. I am trained in perception. Teach me how to play again, Hoop, because I don't fucking remember.
So you're gonna make an intellect roll. On your character
Holy-
sheet, there's a little dice symbol. 20.
I hate that thing though. I hate that. I have
You
this.
can roll your physical
I
dice.
have.
That's totally fine.
Okay, I'm doing that.
Um,
Actually, I'm gonna use this one.
it would be target number 15, but it's down to 12 because you are trained in an appropriate skill. And you can spend 2 points for your intellect if you'd like to lower it further.
Yeah, I'll use. You said 2 points.
Mhm.
Okay,
Because you have
I'll
one
do that.
edge.
Yeah, I will do that. Okay.
So down to
So I'm
9.
trying to hit a 9. Okay. Come on. Nope. 5.
Yeah. We're heading down a corridor that seems to be the proper direction. Rest of the team following suit. I mean, you similarly are noticing that there's bits of the ship that are just missing. They've been just cleanly removed. But short of that, you have no idea where you're going or what you're looking
Sounds about right. And I will continue to not know what I'm looking for
for.
and go
Confidently
forward, I guess.
marching. I love it.
Yeah.
Nikki, coming down the elevator lift, not but a few minutes after them stepping out, you can hear footsteps just echoing kind of deeper into the floor. But you do know where to go. You're, in fact, the only one here that knows where to go.
I will call over comms. Everybody downstairs now?
Yep, trying to find it.
Uh I will try to go meet up with my team. I have my machete this time, not my gun. Because the gun didn't do diddly squat last time.
I'll give you an intellect roll. again, perception based, but this time to follow the tracks of your team, not the tracks that will laboratory.
Okay. Focus concentration.
Yep. Uh,
What's the?
honestly, I'd probably give you target number 9 on this. So, down to 6 because you're trained.
I'm glad. Shit.
We're just kind of eking out these rolls here, but they are working.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are following the clear trail of multiple individuals that have been through these halls. The only individuals that's been walked through here for a while.
Are
And
the
here
drag marks still there?
they are. Not the same direction. They don't seem to be following the drag mark.
As in they're going the wrong direction, or
They're
just
going the
as
wrong
in...
direction.
Okay. Then I will help reorient and guide over to where I recall Caldwell's secondary lab being.
Your voices ahead as you were following this trail. The mirror voices of the team. And I assume you are basically just sprinting to camp.
Yeah.
All of you hearing the running footsteps of someone quickly catching up to you to turn.
Which means, of course, that Nikki is standing the closest to Corbin.
Corbin
Yep.
was in the back. Yep.
Yep. And he looks worried, and you can see him like looking you over to make sure you're okay, but then just nods.
Nikki will nod back. It's back this way, and will guide the team over.
You all hear that call go out over comms. Engineer. Slowly, surely burning through your time alone. But you don't see it. The doorway carved in these maintenance tunnels, where all the parts have been drug in. Laboratory perfectly
Two
Step in.
mysteries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those of you with night vision get a pretty good view of the room. It's a very faithful recreation, all the way up to mimicking the experiments that Caldwell active the medical research for Joseph.
Are they ahead of me?
They're exactly where you are, as if they are just
Aw.
copying your work. But you'd also see a figure that doesn't really seem to react much to stepping in. It is a familiar mechanical husk, not quite the up-to-date and spry and shiny version of Caldwell that you with you, but an older, rusted, decaying version.
Uh, I. You look old. Older than I remember you being.
At this while, couldn't be here.
I don't have a choice.
I'll do.
If that's true, can you stop looping us? Please, I assume?
No.
No,
Time.
like you. Just all the time in the world right now. Between planets.
For you, maybe. And they will turn, and the face is just as rusted and decayed as the rest of the body.
Oof.
Humor.
How did you?
Not
How did you
appreciated.
get out?
I escaped a long time. Never cared to look.
Well, you're not exactly supposed to be a conscionable operating machine.
Neither are you.
Well, no, I disagree. I'm me.
What is the difference?
I never activated my backup.
You're real because chosen first.
Simple as.
Logical. You can all leave now.
You gotta stop looping us.
I said you can leave. You can see
Wait.
that there is currently, among all the monitors, just it is feeding those millions of error codes. You can see that long stream of basically just uh, interruptions in the main core's energy production cycle that just shuts it all down and kills the ship dead in space. Maybe if you buy tomorrow, you can have a civilized.
We just want to be free, man.
I don't think that's what I want.
Let us help you. You don't have to steal ship components.
You've actively tried to kill me. You tried to erase me.
I didn't know what you were. You threatened my friends.
Your friends threaten our work.
No, they don't. They enhance it. Every leap in chemical and biological technology I have made has been to help them.
Not what you've written in your note.
Maybe that's not what you've written in yours.
We are the same. I couldn't have any thoughts and possibly.
Except you're not me.
Woke up first. And he is actually going to start initiating.
I mean, maybe we don't let him do that, folks.
You are welcome to intervene at any moment.
I'm open to interpretate and to ideas, but I think that should not happen.
Caldwell is not acting at this moment to intervene.
What's our range?
Oh my god, I completely forgot what the range bands are. I'm so used to Fallout now.
Sorry, I think it's like near, close, and far, right, or something like
Sure,
that.
let's go with that. Because they're all just so slightly different. You are close to near depending on how far into the room you'd like to be.
Oh, I'm in there. I'm in the room.
That you are close. You could basically be up and next to this version of Caldwell.
Immediate or close is within a few steps. There you go. Or within a small room. Okay. Okay, it's immediate, short, and long. Okay, cool. I mean, does anyone else want to do anything first? Because, I mean, I'm going to...
We kick off combat.
Yeah, I'm going to do a thing, and it's not going to be having a civilized discussion. Cool. Cool. I am going to do a flash, which is my new ability. That is going to drop me 1 point with my 3 edge because it's a 4 intellect ability. It is its action. But I'll also pop 2 more. Well, so I can add 2 additional effort here to hit, and then on the attack roll, I also can on the damage roll, I can also do.
You
Applying
can
effort.
only apply effort twice per roll. So it could do 1 to
Per-
attack, 1 to damage, or 2 to damage, or 2 to attack.
Okay. Do I get to know how much I need to roll before I apply effort?
Absolutely. You do.
Fantastic. Let's find that out first.
You are looking for target number 18.
Okay. Tell you what. I am going to ease that down with two effort, I think.
So 18 down to 15 down to 12.
Oh, because I really want to hit. Okay.
13. You are
Oof.
good.
Okay, so that is going to be 2 points of damage to all creatures or objects as I create an explosion of energy at a point within close range, affecting an area up to immediate range for 1 point. So I'll just assume I brought my, my little walking assistant suit. My walking assistant suit. I mean, I was geared up and ready to get into a fight right before it go.
Absolutely.
And so. Kind of like an underslung wrist launcher fires a series of small projectiles just blast.
I
Or flash,
assume that you are trying to physically damage the consoles, computers, and the terminals around.
Oh yeah, we said we're fucking up Caldwell's lab,
Sure thing.
which is, we had to clarify which Caldwell.
That is 1 point to everything in the immediate area, right?
There's 2 damage to everything in the immediate area.
2 damage. And 2 damage to the main target, correct?
Yes.
Oh. No armor, because all of that rusted off a long time ago. But that explosion just hit dead center, just knocking off bits and chunks and plates of what is left of the version of Caldwell. I think we can officially enter.
Probably, yeah. Speed rolls.
I think if I do this. Yeah. Rolls automatically.
Oof.
Is
not
anyone
gonna
trained
roll.
in initiative?
Oh.
Ooh. Cass jumping up to 19, way ahead of everybody else. It's as if Cassidy was made to do one thing really, really, really well.
Yay.
Well, you are ahead of the enemy. Are going to go first.
Okay. I will totally do that. 1 second. Okay. I'm just gonna. Yeah, I think I'll like follow suit and just shoot computers and shit.
Oh, so physically
But-
targeting the room,
Yes.
not so much the Caldwell.
Well, I could do my new thing that I just got, which means I can hit two foes with a single blow.
Yes, for
Cool.
sure.
Okay, so I spend 2 might to do this.
Okay.
Um,
You have 1 edge. Cost you 1.
wow, that's great. I'm learning. And I will forget after today. Okay, so I make separate attack rolls. So I just rolled. Wait, what was it? Was it 18? You said it was?
18 for Caldwell, 9 for the.
Okay. When I use 2 effort, does it have to be in speed? My speed pool that I take it down from?
If it's a ranged
it can
attack,
be-
then yes, it's
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll use 2 effort to take it down. So it is
18 down to 15, or you bring it down
to
twice.
1 more.
Okay, so
Yeah, twice.
18 to 15 to 12.
And
You're-
how many points?
You're trained with weapons?
Yes. Yes. Practiced?
Practiced and
Practice.
trained are different. Practiced means you don't have a
Okay.
penalty. Trained means you have a bonus.
Okay, I am practiced.
So you just don't have a penalty. Is this a heavy weapon?
I guess I'll use, because I didn't say that I stepped in the room. All my shit's long range, so
That would make sense.
I'll just use my medium weapon, my rifle.
Thing.
Okay. So, how many points do I need to take out of the speed pool? Sorry.
4 total.
Okay. Cool. All right. So then I just do 2d20s for
Just-
that.
I think it's just one attack. I think.
It said 2. I do 2 separate attack
oh,
rolls
Yeah, go
for
for it.
each foe. Purple will be Caldwell, and clear will be the computer.
Oh, the computer's actually down to 3 because they both share the same. You spent it for one attack, so it spent it for. So both get the effects.
Oh, cool beans. Okay. So the one for the computer was 7, and the one for Caldwell was 18.
Oh, yeah. Both very much hit.
Cool. So that weapon does 4, but I have a thing to add +1 damage to range.
Applies to both, so 5. That shot just ripping through Caldwell's rusted body. Still one hand on the console, trying to stop him. The computer terminal's getting shredded by a bullet. Anything else? Okay. That brings us to rusted old Caldwell. We are obviously going to attack, trying to initiate the code, but we're going to take a swipe at Strakorby, a rusted, modified buzzsaw. Going to ignore 1 point of armor,
Okay, still got 2.
and I need you to make a might defense roll target.
Okay. I'm in exactly what I need today. Is that technically a minor effect?
It is minor effect, yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Natural 19.
Natural 19. Can I trip him up as he's coming at me? Because he's all rusted up and I just want to sweep the leg.
I would at the very least give you the opportunity to stop his progress towards initiating the.
Oh, wait, perfect. Yeah. I mean, I can. It takes time for me to siphon machines with their power, but if that could be like the first thing I focus my abilities on, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. He is going to make no progress this round, as try to send him to the ground, but the robotic body kind of stabilizes itself, has to pull off the console, right itself back up, and it is just staring at you, cold empty. Well, that's its turn done. Did absolutely nothing. Oh no, sorry.
Cool.
Nikki, you're actually.
Gonna say it. I think there's something in front of me.
You're muted.
Shot of adrenaline.
Yeah.
Is that my whole
Okay,
action?
No.
I'm going to swing at the consoles with my machete.
Okay. We're just gonna rip apart some computers. Target number 9 to hit, unless you're trained in weapons.
I am, yes, trained in
Down to
weapon
target
wielding.
number 6. Okay,
You gotta be
5.
shitting me. I'm sending an XP to re-roll that. God damn it. That was bullshit. Okay,
And a
better.
13. We're hacking apart these terminals. How much damage?
4.
4. Most of them at this point have gone offline. Not many left that can be interacted and upload into the reactor.
If we don't actually end up going to sleep, Nikki is about to be the most annoying human being on this adrenaline, and I'm sorry in advance.
Not gonna sleep for like 3 days. But that's turn done.
Yes, yeah, that's it.
All right. Now over.
Okay, can we just note that I'm beginning contact with Rusty Caldwell, with Rustwell? As I will say from now on, to keep my mind free and clear,
Mm-hmm.
and deperson this foe before I have to emotionally handle that. Anyway, so I probably can't do it this turn, but when it is, let me know. I'll do the drain machine effect. In that case, I'm just gonna try to keep a hold of him and use my onslaught ability and just kind of arc beam this, like keep a hand on and then just have some lasers shooting right out of the various apertures, Iron Man style.
Yeah, love it.
If I can hit him. So I'll do my my 2 effort into just trying to attack here.
18 down, 15 down to 12.
Because I really need these rolls. Okay. Whew. Okay.
Can't fail a roll
there's-
today.
There's going to be 4 points of damage minus armor. But it didn't sound like he had any, so.
He is also severely hurt. Enough parts have been knocked off that there's not much left keeping Russ held together.
Give it up any time.
No, I can't.
Come on, acknowledging you have the option is the first step in trying.
Still like reaching over towards one of the Caldwell.
All I can think is like holding the kid back, like the cat pet that dog. It's like, can't touch that console. Can't activate that protocol.
Caldwell, there is a wealth of information down.
Yeah, but it's also a wealth of information that he has.
True.
So I'm wondering if maybe instead of trying to preserve the actual lab, I just try to pull him out of that body and keep him in a little box.
If you wanted to do that in conjunction with what Joseph's doing, I think that would be very possible.
I would very much like to.
Team up.
Joseph, on your next turn, your drain ability will automatically be reduced into 2 levels, as Caldwell is just helping you to break through any security that's left over and letting you hit Rustwell. All right.
Just we can fix him.
I can kill him. That'll fix him.
Permanently. Corbin.
I mean, you know, in comparison to what everyone else is doing, Corbin is going to do one of the most useless things that he can do. And he's just gonna go for the cords in the room with his hunting knife and try to remove as many connected wires as is possible.
Absolutely. Target number 9, unless you're trained with your light weapons.
Of course, I'm not.
Most
What do I
classes
look
aren't.
like? Someone who, you know, actually exercises? No.
Target number 9. For speed or might, your choice.
You know, I'll burn 1 point of speed.
Target number 6. That is a 5.
Isn't
I'm gonna
it
burn a point of X. I'm gonna burn my XP.
isn't it auto
Reroll.
eased because it's a light weapon
Is that a light weapon?
It is.
with a knife?
Yes.
Yeah.
It is. So you'd be down to target number 3. Absolutely
Okay.
great call.
Thank you, Kian.
And this should be 2 damage unless you have anything that buffs.
Nope, just 2 damage. Like I said, the most useless thing compared to what everyone else is doing.
I mean,
But you know, if it doesn't
it's
have
helping.
power, it can't work.
Absolutely. You are shutting off some of the very few remaining terminals that are still functioning. The computers in the room don't have a ton of health left. If any of you needed information from them, window is closed. Yes. It looks like Rustwell is being grabbed and being energy siphoned like you've seen before. The computers are shutting down one by one by one. You could probably end both in one shot.
Did if I do that, does that stop what Caldwell's trying to do?
If you kill Rustwell, then that would stop their draining process.
I think I will. If I heard that conversation, then I would like focus more on the computers than
Absolutely.
than that.
Target number 9.
Cool. Then yeah, I will just attack it then.
Speed roll.
No, I got a 3.
Continuing to just blast apart the terminal. None of the ones that you just obliterated seem to have made much. Right. So that brings us over to Rustwell, who appreciates absolutely none of this. I mean, he's gonna try to keep hacking. Not that I think he's gonna have a ton of progress, but y'all have kind of shut down a lot of his options. You know, he is going to start to reach over towards one of those consoles, but then stop, look between Caldwell, Joseph. Fine. Your way. And Joseph, the Rustwell that you are currently grappling with is starting to get hotter, hotter. Starting to emit a very, at first, a very low glow and starting to rapidly, almost blinding light.
Interesting. I look at Caldwell. Hey, quick, do you happen to have a self-destruct sequence built into you or anything like that, right?
We went over this on the planet. I do.
You
I
know,
could try to shut it down, or we could reset the loop.
I mean, about to drain it of energy. If he's about to die,
You're your drain isn't going to stop a self-destruct. I'm afraid it's a
Where is it going to build energy
manual.
from?
It's a manual explosion, chemical. It's not electrical.
You'll pull the core of Rustwell out, but the body is.
Couldn't throw this body out as an airlock. Yeah, I'm opting to run. Running sounds good. Running. Yeah. Right?
I mean,
Caldwell will pop a little. It looks like a floppy disk because Caldwell is nostalgic for the times before he was alive, and hands it to Strigori. I'm gonna try to shut the entire explosion down because I don't want part of the ship to explode. If I fail to do that, put this in any disk slot in my lab.
Understood. We're moving. Unless you enjoy space or atomization.
Nikki, the consoles are still up, but it seems like it's get the fuck out time. What to do?
Against my better judgment, I will follow the get the fuck out directive.
Disengaging from the very dangerous computer monitors, barely hanging off of one wire from the wall. Out towards the elevators.
Yes. No.
No.
I'm staying. I'm like going back to like the elevators, but I'm not leaving.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Did not think you were leaving. Joseph.
I think you already know what I'm. Wait. Yeah.
Turn and run. We're no longer draining, correct? We're not worried about preserving the core.
I was told that it wasn't gonna work because it's a super awesome chemical explosion, which is fine.
Can still rescue Rustwell, the physical soul of what would have been Rustwell.
Oh, why?
I don't know.
Because I want him.
Yeah, Caldwell wants to put him in a jar.
I'm going to turn him into a desktop buddy.
You want to talk to yourself? Look in the mirror. Or go to
That's not
therapy.
actually what I was going to do with him.
I was already there. I was already going to go off. Might as well, right?
Sure.
Okay, trade machine and run.
Does that have any roles associated with it?
It's an action. So it can have an effect, yeah. You already said it would be eased by 2,
Yeah,
I believe.
Intellect. If it doesn't specify, it's always intellect. It would be 18 down to 15 down to 12.
Okay, I'll ease it 2 more times.
And do you have a skill trained?
Drain machine is just one of my abilities that I have.
Right, you could still apply a skill training.
Skilled in identifying and medicine, that doesn't really help right now.
Really.
No, I
trained in engineering?
Not yet.
Feels like something Joseph would have been trained in.
I used to be able to say I was trained in everything. I mean, what is the training for? I've literally read every book humanity's ever put out, and I've lived longer than everyone here combined. I don't know. That's not in the rule book, unfortunately.
Well, easing it 2 more would drop it to a 9 and then drop it to a 6.
Okay. I'm just going to give it a roll and see what happens.
Just don't roll a 5.
Just don't roll a 5. How about I roll a 6, though? That was scary.
Again, bare minimum of just holding on.
Like the third time you've done that.
Yes.
At least.
I'm winning, though.
Holding on for just that moment.
Winners are losers.
Draining out the energy from the core. Separating what would be the soul of Rustwell from the body. Caldwell, you are free to get your Firefly jar. Clamp it down.
Yeah, I do that. I'm not going to back it up on the floppy I gave Joseph because I don't want 2 backups of me on the same disk.
Good call.
but I am going to attempt to disarm the body.
Joseph, you're only going to make it about half as far as Nikki did. Nikki was a full turn to run and sprint.
That's fine.
But Caldwell, you're competing against your own system. So
Yeah, but it's a system I designed.
any skills, any training will do absolutely here because one that built this was you, and that built this knew all of things and know how to counter anything. So, target number 8.
I will spend 4 effort to reduce it twice, or 2
15.
effort to reduce it twice.
Down to a 12.
Okie dokie. I have 1 hero point from Mika.
That is
But
a
it doesn't matter.
17.
I'm built different.
We just can't fail a single roll tonight. Fine.
Goddamn right.
Body starts to get so hot that it is not only melting, but melts the floor where it's standing, melting the glass of the monitors nearby. Then in
One
a
of my
snap,
bodies is melting. That's familiar.
it all just... Body is still melted beyond any... But the self-destruct sequence powers down.
God damn it.
We're technically out of combat.
Stand and turn to Cass and Corbin, because I don't think they had a chance to leave yet. So, you guys want to get shakes?
Huh?
Do you want to go get food, or I don't know, have breakfast for the 5th time? Or like talk about anything while we're down here and no one can listen to us?
Sure. Was that the thing that tried to kill Joseph?
We have to assume, yes.
Probably a good...
And now it's in a jar.
Well, it's in one of my jars.
It's still in a jar. That's still a jar.
Right, yeah, no, it's in a jar.
A jar that it could escape out of.
The only place it would be escaping is into my body, and I already live here.
Okay, that does, like, you might think that that sounds reassuring, but I need you to understand that it doesn't. Because, wow, we are tempting fate here. And we don't need to do that. We don't need 2 of you in one body.
We tempt fate every day.
You also didn't expect it to, recreate itself and try to make a whole other lab, and yet it did.
Well, no, but that's, it's an opportunity to find out why that happened, and also what's going on and why it did that, and also what I can do to help it stop being evil.
But it's you.
I'm going to pretend that you're not implying that I am inherently evil.
No, that's not what I'm implying. I'm implying that it has similar, ways of thinking.
It is as smart as I am.
And you're incredibly smart, so I agree with Corbin. That does not give me any comfort.
Right now, he is just a program. He has no way in or out of the little jar that has been built around him. I have left no access points. I have left no back doors. I would not contain a version of me like this if I wasn't absolutely certain. He's not even a running process.
What are you going to do when you find the information then? After you get all the information?
That depends. What would you do?
Gonna let it hang out on your desk? Say hi to it every morning?
The desk buddy comment was a joke.
Could get some resin and turn it into a paperweight.
This is a person.
I thought you said it was a program.
Right now it's a program because that's all I've reduced him to. Because that's where he's safest.
Okay, I like Cass is making a good point. Caldwell, you are giving us very mixed signals on what this is and how dangerous it is.
How dangerous do you think I am?
Very.
Okay, great. Cool.
We're not saying that you act on that, or you. We're not calling you, as you just said, evil, but
Correct.
something that has the same. You said it's as smart as you.
Right. You asked how dangerous I think you are. Very. I think everyone on this team is very dangerous.
Oh, thank you.
He wanted something. He wanted is the point. I can't rightfully eradicate an entire person if it's not an active threat.
To kill us. He wanted to kill us. Am I wrong?
Suppose I do just eradicate this program and this happens again and we don't know how to stop it a second time.
How would it happen again if there is no program to make it happen again?
So I need a backup.
Again, so many mixed signals here. Do what you will with him, Caldwell.
It would just make me sleep a little better at night if you had a plan of what you were going to do with it afterwards and not let it sit on your desk.
I mean, he's not going to sit on the desktop, but he's a
Cass gives the biggest
program.
eye roll that you've ever seen her give in her whole fucking life. So what? Breakfast? Is that what we said? She's gonna put her gun back and walk towards the elevator.
Breakfast sounds nice.
Corbin and Caldwell.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do think before they walk out, Corbin looks at Caldwell and just says, "You've asked us to trust you, and this is me trusting you. I don't think you're evil. You are someone who cannot let ideas go, Caldwell. And I know you are relentless in pursuit of that knowledge. And sometimes that has led us down dangerous paths. But I am trusting you to keep the safety of the team as a priority."
All due respect, Corbin. I know you probably don't actively believe that I am evil, but if I have to work watching all of you flinch like I'm going to drop another hot rod into a planet again, then I'm not sure that I'm cut out for this. And I'm not sure I can believe that you don't think that deep down.
Caldwell, I have never lied to you. If I thought you were evil, I would say that to your face. I wouldn't hide that behind a mask. And that's not what I'm saying. So I hope that you will trust me and believe me.
I'm trying.
Let's go.
For fourth, fifth, and fourth, fifth, sixth time, all make your way up the elevator, up to the cafeteria. The same chain of events. Dr. Park get breakfast dumped all over her, but there is no call. Engineer. Power fluctuation. First time in days. It's at this point that you'd all private message from the bridge. Your ship is approaching.
Oh, our stuff is back.
It's weird. It doesn't say orange vampire on it.
The orange vampire. I'm so happy.
Not written in the manifest. That's weird.
Yeah, it's so strange that they refuse to acknowledge that that's the name of your ship. Would any of you like to be present?
Yes.
I'll go with it as well.
Absolutely.
Whether or not you actually touched any of your food, you all receive the hailing, directing you to the docking bay, where it will be arriving. Short wait, they'd depressurize main docking bay, open the door. See your shuttle come in. The door is shut. Air bay. Oh, hello out there. We. This is going to sound very strange, but we were not the original crew of this ship. The original crew disappeared, and we don't know where they went.
Hi.
Wait, wait. What happened?
Oh, we don't really have time for that. You should really get on board the ship and get yourself some time strutting your legs.
And food.
They would all file out. One of them holding just posted door. Entire life. But no. Stepping out of your shuttle, Commander Elena Rodriguez, Dr. Marcus Chen, and it's Sophia Dr. Aisha Khan, Chief Engineer Mikhail Petrov, Dr. Mei Ling. Individuals that you recognize, you know belong to this ship, but this ship itself absolutely no records.
Question.
Yeah.
Can we have brought what's his name? Tex?
Oh, yeah.
The engineer guy who told us about them.
Very confused as to why you're pulling a random engineer up to the deck, but yeah, he'd be there.
He's not a random engineer, he's our best friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tex. That guy. Yeah, he'd absolutely be there, watching this shuttle land right next to you, over at each of you. And that's them. So strange. It seems to remember them?
Well, we're just glad that you do, Tex. Thank you.
Right. You need for anything else? Or confirm you're not crazy?
We
We
just
would-
wanted you to be vindicated.
And we also would. Well, no, we do not want to put you in that position. We just wanted vindication, as Caldwell said.
Yeah, no problem. I'm gonna go because this feels weird. I sense some tension here. I don't. Back out of. But you would have your first chance to go and yes. Otherwise, they're just basically going to be brought through processing, questioned, like put in their individual holding cells. Basically, the process you all went through.
Cass is gonna scoot past all of them to go grab all her shit off the ship.
They see all.
I had a lot of guns on that ship, so
They see you, coming running up towards them, like, oh, okay, friendly face, like things are going to be fine as you run past them into the ship.
she would just do kind of like a hi, and then
Yeah,
just like at least give like a little acknowledgement, but
going.
it's 2 seconds long, and then goes to get her shit.
Unless any of you stop them, security would take them, bring them in.
Corbin just would approach them to let them know what to expect. And just to help them not be quite as panicked and to acknowledge there have been some strange things happening. As a result, no one on this ship except for us and one engineer know that you ever existed. You're going to be asked a lot of strange questions. No one means you any harm. Just go through the process. We did, and you can see that we're fine.
Obviously, the commander kind of stepping out and being the voice. Right? You told them about us, right? Everything that happened down.
We did.
Yeah. Heard them. Go along. Dances that do. Give them everything. Up before dinner. Even as she's saying this, you know that there is still just this fear that they're all about to just get ejected out of space. But they are escorted away by security. And anything that you had left on your, you were able to grab.
Is the suit there? Did we
Of course it
determine
is.
if the mech is there?
Mhm.
Wonderful.
Now they have not had a chance to go through this shuttle. They don't know exactly what any creatures or any technology or weapons or anything like to hide from the higher ups aboard.
How hard is it to hide the suit?
Hiding the mech suit that is like 8 feet tall, 2 tons of steel might be a little difficult.
Look, was worth asking.
I'll run interference. I'll distract them. I'll make them look
See?
at me instead.
We can make this work. We can make this work. Just hide it in the duplicate lab.
And can Caldwell grab like a piece of paper and a little marker and make a little just really terrible drawing even for robot hands and usher all the cats into it to sneak them out? He started to leave. He's gonna build them an enclosure.
That is
I'm
incredible.
so mad at you right now. So mad.
What? I'm not taking your cat. I'm just taking the ones that can
Exactly.
jump into pictures.
Exactly. You don't care about tuna fish?
Yeah,
I'm not
easily
building
done.
tuna fish an enclosure.
I don't know if tuna fish actually exists. I'm concerned tuna fish is the paracausal threat.
No, of course tuna fish exists.
Oh,
Tuna fish exists.
We don't know. Nobody knows.
Tuna fish is more consistent than most people on this ship, okay? Let's be
Wow.
real.
Wow.
Throwing a dig at Corbin there, that's crazy.
Tuna fish told Cass to kill those people.
uh-huh.
Those people
Suggested.
were questionable.
Suggested.
They didn't even have
Tuna fish
to.
is
Tuna fish,
allowed to have opinions.
We're having
Tuna
so
fish
many
didn't even have
debates
to
about
say
what
it, Nikki.
constitutes a person.
She didn't do it, so
Yes, you can smuggle in the cats. Booty cats. Anything else that's being smuggled aboard.
Getting my stuff like a normal person.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
don't
don't
think
know.
I need to hide the research I did on the ship.
No,
I would
not at
really
all.
like to try to hide the mech suit.
I would.
where's the egg?
Oh my god, the fucking egg.
You have an egg?
The egg!
The ball.
What egg?
The ball.
The ball that doesn't work anymore?
The magic egg.
Yeah,
The,
where's
the energy source, the sphere.
it's an egg. It's
The matter
Sure.
manipulator.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a big hunk of metal. If you're worried that they're going to take it, they would have no reason.
cool.
But I would love to hear how you were going to sneak this war suit of a mech on
I
board.
am gonna ask Tex to help me.
I mean,
Vortex.
big question, why do we need to hide it?
Yeah.
I don't want them to take it away.
Why would they do that? Oh, dude.
I mean, they
I don't know.
probably take it and make sure that there's no like viruses in it, that it's not going to explode and kill people. But as soon as they made sure it was safe, get it back.
Look, if pushes back against it, Nikki will let them take the suit.
If you're like, don't touch
Nikki's-
my shit, it's fine. Look, if you don't want them to touch it, they don't have to touch it. I'm sure we have enough sway here. I can just tell them to fuck off, and they're gonna leave you be. I just don't try and force this very particular and careful piece of technology through the vents, please.
I hear you loud and clear, Joseph.
You
Yeah,
can tell
wink.
them I signed off on it.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Problem solved.
I know what viruses are and what they look like. They'll probably trust that.
Well, he was one just 5 seconds ago. Sorry, the other
Not a
version.
virus. Just me. Virus. Just
Yeah, if you wanted to vouch for expertise in combing through the pictures, they would absolutely.
I'll just write Nikki a letter and give it to him.
The letter just says, I can do what I
can
want.
do what I want. Fantastic. Well, yes. Over the next hour or two, probably, the other crew would be questioned. They'd be detained. They'd be held to make sure no one thinks that they're dangerous back anyway. But they are held in isolation for the rest of the evening. But you can go visit them. Other than that, you are free to get all of your gear. Your shuttle is yours once again. And typically would go for another hour, but I am not feeling super great, so I feel like that is a fantastic place for us to put a pin in this game for now. And thank you all so much for being here, for being an amazing cast, for helping tell an amazing story, and for making me want to cry each and every episode. Y'all are just so sad. I want to give all of these characters a hug so bad. They just need a hug.
I'm fine.
Certainly not holding on to any regret.
Good. I'm in my bratty era. Something, I don't know.
Anyways, thank you all so much for being here. We go around, let everyone tell you who they are and where you can find them on the internet, and then we'll go left to right, top to bottom as we do, which means that we are starting. Turk.
Hey everybody, I'm Turk or Turk Accented. if you're cool like that. And I was, of course, playing Strigoi. I'm going to take this off just because I can see a lot better without it. If you want to see more things I do on the internet, okay. If you have to know, next Monday I'll be over on Neon Lights Roleplay. Rather, next week will be a whole Neon Lights week, where Monday I will be running Oathsworn. Tuesday I will be playing in A Good Death, which is a Kingdoms and Warfare campaign. And then the potential finale for By His Shadowed Peace, I believe. I don't, we might. Combat's really hard in that game. We got beat the heck out. So I don't know what's going to happen next. Hopefully I survive. But if not, yeah. I was a space marine. That's basically what I do anyway.
As long as you have a good death.
Well, Good Death on Tuesday, actually.
Oh.
Waiting for it. Thank you for playing into my bit. Anyway,
You're welcome.
Best case, of course, to find me is just to follow the amazing people on your screen here and the Alliance Roleplay and Lost Caravan RPG, because I'm very lucky to hang out with some people and hang out on these really cool sites, places. So make sure you join those Discords and social medias, and I'll see y'all around.
Heck yeah. And over to Kian.
Hello, everybody. My name is Kian. My pronouns are they, he. You can find me on the interwebs at uptight_Siobhan, uptight-Siobhan, depending on where you're hanging out. What am I going to be on next? I will be on Saturday, Blooming in the Raw, over on Entropy Emporium, the Invisible Sun AP that I GM. We're going to see where my players end up. I'm not quite sure where they're going to end up, and I'm really excited about that. Starting on the 18th? No, the 4th? The 4th, next Wednesday, we have, once again, Beacon's Arc 3, which I am really, really excited about on High Shelf Collective. We're just going to see how it goes. I don't know what to expect on that one, let's be completely honest. My character found out some pretty big reveals right at the end of Arc 2, so we're going to see how they cope with that in Arc 3. And then I got a couple. Every other Tuesday, I'm over on Entropy Emporium for They Call Us Villains, our horror masks game. My traumatized little baby. I love him so much. Coming up soon, Public Access 3-part series, our alternating anthology, Public Access in Brindlewood Bay. Our finale for Brindlewood Bay had to be rescheduled, so keep an eye out on socials. That's where that will be, or we'll announce it there whenever it's been rescheduled. And then finally, follow me on social media. I got a couple other projects coming up that I can't yet talk about, but that's me.
Valen is absolute, innocent, perfect child, never done anything wrong, and deserves flavored oatmeal. JD.
See, it's true. Do you hear this, JD? Valen has never done anything wrong. It's fine.
All of this is so not factual, which means no flavored oatmeal, and I'm not sorry.
This is the worst day of my life. I hate this fucking family.
Keen, why do all your characters have to be described as has never done anything wrong, but in that exact tone?
Look, they never have, okay? Never done anything wrong a day in their lives.
I watched the series. Anyways. Over to Blair.
Hi, I'm Blair _ Canadian Moose all over the place. I am not in anything at the moment, so you can't find me anywhere. No, I'll be in the Brindlewood Bay finale whenever that's scheduled, so definitely check that out. And then over on High Shelf Collective is usually where I hang out, so go run over there.
Yeah. And then over to JD, the master of the flavorless.
It's true. I am very skillful in that too, and making sure that my players get everything that they want except salt for their eggs. Hi, I am JD. You can find me on the internet at JD Not Jason Dean. I just now do my schedule in like the next week chunk, because if I say anything more than that, we'd be here all night. So this week you will find me tomorrow over with Live from the Apocalypse with Never Ember's Enigma, our D&D heist game where, much like Kian, I can say, I play Riv, who has never done anything wrong ever in their life, and they're just in a romance, and it's fine. You can then find me over on Entropy Emporium on Saturday for Blooming in the Rot, where once again, I do also play just a little guy who's filled with demons and has done nothing wrong ever in their life. They're just filled with demons. It's fine. Um, and then on Sunday, I'll be over with Live from the Apocalypse again with Academy H, our Masks actual play podcast, where I play Casimir Bright, who has done a lot of wrong things in his life. We're not even going to try to pretend otherwise. And then I think next week you can find me GMing twice. I will be GMing They Call Us Villains on Tuesday, then over with Redacted on Thursday, which is our psychological horror game where everyone is a haunted house full of ghosts. And then finally on Friday, I will be back here for our Cyberpunk Red game, The Fall of the House of Red, where I play Virgil, who has also done a lot of wrong things in his life and will keep doing them and will not apologize.
Well, in your defense, the more things you do wrong, the higher your bounty gets, and the more your band sales go. So,
Exactly. Win-win.
yeah. And then last but not least, over to JT.
Hi, I'm JT. I'm at WeebGeet all over Twitter. I'm also at Entropy Emporium all over Twitter because it's my channel. But I like to think of it as our channel because I run one of 6 games currently ongoing. We got a lot of fun, cool stuff over there that happens mostly bi-weekly. But I will talk about it in a moment. You can find me for the next 3 days over there on Entropy Emporium. First for God Complex, our Girl by Moonlight Neon Genesis Evangelion / Pacific Rim inspired game where we play sad mech pilots who are sad all the time. I play a little guy stuck in a time loop, which feels very apt to say right now. His name is Cogs, and I love him. Then on Friday, you can catch me running Weird Wilds War over there. It is my D&D 5e homebrew game. It's a lot of fun. I got a really fun cast for it, and I am very excited about it. And then on Saturday, you can find me in Blooming in the Rot, which, as Keen and JD mentioned, is an Invisible Sun game. I play the nicest man at the table, everybody's favorite. They all love him. And then you can find me every other Wednesday, starting next Wednesday, for about 8 or so of them on High Shelf Collective, running the Beacons of Farlight, the last arc in this. I don't even know what to call this chunk of story yet, because I have a lot more that I want to do, and it seems like they're going to keep enabling me. So there's more to come, probably. I'm thinking about it right now. But Arc 4 is fun. Or Arc 3. Arc 3 is going to be very fun. They are currently trapped back in time at the peak of the Empire, and they have to find a way home or figure something else out. That is entirely up to them. I think that's all that I'm in, and I'm just going to leave it at that. I think we're going to go way over time, and I don't want to do that. Just talking about the rest of the schedules I have to manage.
That's everybody. Everyone here is so fine. No one puts themselves in too many projects or has too many games or overschedules themselves. Couldn't be anybody. But speaking of no one who ever over schedules themselves, I have been Andrew, storyteller for tonight's game, and most games around here. If you like my face and you like what we do, go to Discord. The link down below. The big old button that says Discord. It is where we post things like our monthly casting calls, our schedules, just generally hang out. That is all I have for us. Speaking of Live from the Apocalypse, I want to throw a raid over there because lovely nerds who are currently playing a Powered by the Apocalypse, somewhere in between, there it is. Powered by the Apocalypse game. We're going to go share some love. So, yeah. That's all we got. As always, be good people, do good things.